Thank you, my dear friend, brother, and colleague in Gospel Wonder. Your church family, heart, book, and title all rock. Scotty Smith, Franklin, Tennessee. Introduction. John Lennon urged us to imagine. Imagine a world where there are no countries, where we all live in peace, where we all live as one. I find that vision pretty appealing. I love the idea of the world and all its beautiful diversity being united, each part playing its role, retaining its unique features while contributing to the one unified whole. But as I look around, I see a world rife with division. There is conflict between countries and conflict within countries. Despots order their armies to commit atrocious acts in order to realign ancient boundaries. Neighbors and family members turn against one another as they align themselves with different group identities that are defined by what they oppose. It is ugly, and it is sad. We yearn for the sort of oneness that Lennon describes, but it seems tantalizingly elusive. Is there any hope? Lennon's answer, in his song Imagine, is an atheistic utopia that channels Marx and Engels' Communist Manifesto, a place where there is no heaven, hell, or religion. For many people, this may sound persuasive. After all, religion has been at the root of many of the world's worst conflicts. Whether it be the hostility between Shia and Sunni Muslims in the Middle East, the tragic complicity of the Protestant Church in the African slave trade, or the marginalization of same-sex attracted people by the Church, the role of religion in dividing us is undeniable. It is misguided, however, to assume that the solution to division on earth is simply to remove religion and replace it with a form of philosophical naturalism. Indeed, the nihilism that Lennon proposes fails both to accurately diagnose the problem and to offer a viable solution. Let's start with the problem, which we can observe on both an individual and a societal level. As individuals, we encounter a curious paradox. We fear difference, and yet we are strangely drawn to it. I see that in my marriage. Anna and I are a prime example of the saying, opposites attract. Our personalities, interests, love languages, and approaches to conflict are all at opposite ends of the spectrum, and that is one of the things that so attracts us to one another. Yet, at times, it is also a source of fear, because differences expose. Engaging with someone who is different from you shines a light on your personality, assumptions, culture, and desires. Because it can be profoundly unsettling, it often makes us yearn for an echo chamber, for people who are just like us. We also see these impulses in relations between people of different ethnicities. Initially, we may find it intriguing to learn about other people's languages, customs, histories, and cuisines. But before long, we become uncomfortable as our assumptions are challenged and the views we hold strongly are exposed as culturally formed preferences. We see the same dynamic at work in society. In the 1970s, multiculturalism was a settled government policy in the United Kingdom. It was seen as the best way to accommodate the significant increase in post-war immigration. The government assumed that communities would be able to live side by side without adapting any of their cultures, languages, or customs. More recently, however, this approach has been called into question. The inability of communities to peacefully coexist, along with real concerns about what some groups believe, has resulted in greater opposition to multiculturalism. The former head of the Commission for Racial Equality, Trevor Phillips, stated that multiculturalism suggests separateness, and that the UK needs a more unifying and homogeneous culture with common values, the common currency of the English language, honoring the culture of these islands, like Shakespeare and Dickens. This is a controversial topic, and multiculturalism is a notoriously difficult concept to define. But it highlights the uncomfortable truth that diversity is both attractive and repellent, beautiful and unsettling. Why is that so? John Lennon's musings in Imagine failed to make sense of the problem. His naturalistic account of the world in which we are nothing